How good is it to see Boost Mobile Super Trucks on the streets of Adelaide? Their Australian birthplace in 2015. They're back in 2020. This is race number 1 of the 2020 series, with Robbie Gordon starting out of pole position. Bill Hines starts alongside him. Luke Vanner makes his debut with English-born Australian but American-based Sean Richardson out of position 4. Sarah Price is back in the field with Matt Mingay. A big welcome back to Matty. Paul Morris and Paul Wheel square off on row number 4. Greg Gartner and Toby Price out of 9 and 10. Shay Davies and Matt Brabham staying at the back for race number 1. Brabham and Davies were the fast guys from qualifying. They will start from the back of the field, Andy Jones.
And that is going to be super, super exciting, Matt, to watch those guys come through the field. Now, is that Paul Morris I can see right up the back of the field there behind Matty Brabham? What's happened there? Why is Paul at the rear of this field and he hasn't taken up his grid spot?
Well, he's scheduled to start out of 7, and they don't come out pretty much in order. They'll try and find their spots, but he's electing to start behind Matt Brabham. I haven't heard nothing from race control and Jason Smith, who's talking right now to me in my ear as I speak. But he'll start there with Matty Brabham, so not sure what that's about, but keep an eye on him coming from the back of the field. That's what I love about this category. The fast guys are coming from the back. There is a competition caution that will happen on lap number 5, so if anybody gets an advantage, well, that gets neutralised.
And one thing we know for sure, we don't know why Paul Morris is there, but we do know that he will race his way forward, and he does regularly, regardless of whether it's in stadium super trucks or Aussie racing cars. He's a racer.
The front row, though. Rare to see Robbie Gordon there. Bill Hines has been the man with the most pole positions. Now, in any other category, that's awesome, but not in stadium super trucks. But the thrill, looking for a victory. He scored a podium at the end of season 2019 at Surfers Paradise. He picked up his first race win in Lake Elsinore, California at the start of 2018. And we get underway for the first race of season 2020. Usually they ask him to take it nice and easy on the way down to the centre chicane for the first time. It'll be Gordon, Hines and Luke Vanner, the first 3. They go into single file, so they're playing nicely on the first lap.
They sound great, they look great, and one thing's for sure, the racing is always super exciting. They're allowed to bump and nudge. They get up on 3 wheels, they use all the curbs. Oh, this looks tight on the run up to turn 3 for the first time.
Hines has taken the lead with the move at the top of Wakefield Street. Now he'll be under pressure for at least the next 4 laps of this race to hold back Robbie Gordon. Luke Vanner runs in 3rd position. Sean Richardson is in 4th. But it's the guys at the back, Andy, we need to keep an eye on. The likes of Brabham and Morris back there in 11th and 12th place at this point in time. They clear the ramp on Bartels Road. You're inside the Hog 4x4 entry, getting some serious airtime from the dude.
Yeah, and just look at the cars up ahead of Paul Morris there. That's Matty Brabham and Gardner, and just watch how violent the cars are when they land on the road. They're just skewing around, making sure that the driver is getting on the throttle at the right time, because the last thing you want is to break an axle in these trucks, and it happens really easily if you don't time the landing correctly.
So now they start to turn up the temperature at the turn 9 hairpin. Hines under siege from Gordon. Vanner back in 3rd position with Richardson, Wheel and Sarah Price just behind Toby Price at the moment in the VP Racing Fuels entry. Love that ramp, but man, they land weird, don't they? Gordon locks the brakes of his Toyo Tyres entry. They clear the Oasa ramp. Gordon to the outside on the grass, leaves the door open, but pulls it back in nicely. But the thrill is going to lead us at the end of lap number 1. If he wins this, he'll bring the house down.
And that wasn't by choice for Gordon. I think he got bottlenecked up behind Hines, really late on the brakes, and he locked him up, Gordon, and it was evasive action. He had to move to the outside. How was he landing on the grass? Plenty of grip out there from the Continental tyre.
Won't give that one away. Up Wakefield Street we go. Hines is going to be eaten up here by Gordon, who makes a move on the outside to retake the lead where he lost it on the previous lap. Lap 2 of 8. That's just 1 lap of excitement.
And did Gordon miss his brake marker there at turn 3? He was so late. He was able to get all the way around Hines. Can't believe how easy Hines let that happen.
Early days. Back inside with Paul Morris. Just ahead is Matt Brabham, and some more passing happening at turn 7.
That was Price.
And spins around. So too does Gartner, so they'll drop to the tail of the field. This is why the comp caution's so cool. If you make a mistake during here, you can looks like a nightclub in the background of that shot.
You love a good smoke machine, don't you?
It is Friday night after all. Down to turn number 9. Here comes Paul Wheel and also Toby Price on the inside of Bill Hines, who's just going to feel the pressure. Vanna straightens it up at the last second, allowing Sarah Price to make the move in the VP Racing Fields, number 78.
And rubbing is encouraged in this category. You can bump, you can rub. You just got to be careful you don't do too much of it, because it's a bit of an eye for an eye. If you bump somebody, they'll come back and they'll bump you.
Oh yes, paybacks are for real in this category. But they've got to drive with a cool head as well, as cool as he can in Super Truck competition, as they stack up behind the Continental Tires entry. So the first 3 have been released. Gordon, Wheel and Toby Price. Hines runs in 4th ahead of Sarah Price. Then Luke Vanna, the top 6. Oh, Maddie Mingay lands awkwardly at the second ramp. And now a bit of chatter from the Star Electrical. Entry of Luke Vanna. Through the centre chicane we go again.
It's particularly tough just timing your launch off the ramp when you're in busy little battle packs like this. And that's why we're seeing trucks coming down, landing on their nose. There was Mingay giving Vanna a little helping hand, saying, hey, mate, I'm in a hurry here. Oh, there's Gardner again going around. He'll be happy to see the competition caution.
Absolutely. If he can survive the dizziness of the last 2 laps. The farmer, who's parked up the John Deere in favour of his Super Truck this weekend. Price on Hines. Look at this battle pack. Everybody outside the top 3 is in this. Side by side across the ramp, the KMC Wills ramp, and down Bartels Road. Remember, you don't want to be the lead truck in this group.
Gardner needs to spin a couple of times to the left to unwind himself. He's had too many to the right so far. Do it before that competition caution and he'll know where he is by the time he gets back in this battle pack. Have a look at this, Matt Nolte, down to turn 9.
Oh, Mingay, where's he going?
Mingay, the corner goes right. You've gone hard left.
We have Joker laps in this series in North America, but they're not here this weekend. He took the roundabout down to the Britannia Hotel section of the course and will put himself to the back of that group of Super Trucks. While Gordon continues to lead, remember the competition caution coming up on lap 5. Hey, that's still 2 and a bit laps away.
It looked like Matt Mingay there just got on the handbrake a little bit too hard, locked the rears, was trying to catch the slide, and by the time he corrected to the right and then to the left, the truck was pointed the wrong way. Oh man, this is cool racing.
It's still very early days. 2nd and 3rd is on between Wheel and Price. We go back to Sarah Price, who struggled a bit yesterday. She said, I had to stop overthinking driving one of these SST cars. She hasn't driven one in 2 years, but looks right back at home aboard that 78 VP Racing Fuels entry. This was Gardner. I don't know if there was a bit of contact or he did that on his own. He lit up those tyres and disappeared back down Bartels Road. This might tell us.
It looked like Maddie Mingay was having a bit of a slide, and Gardner has come off the curb at turn 7 there. Had to get off the throttle, got back on the throttle, lost the rear. Very nice 360 though.
We saw it live from the dude's hot by 5. He's got up on the curb and it unloaded him.
Yeah, just an awkward land off the curb there, carrying too much speed. And it's got you excited for Friday evening, hasn't it?
But what was funny was the flag wave in the background went to wave the yellow, goes, nah, forget it, it's too hard. It's going to happen every lap.
He'll get out of this.
He'll be fine. Competition caution not too far away. If you're new to Boost Mobile Super Trucks, it slows the field down, regroups it for effectively a part 2 scenario of the race. As Hines down the inside and losing a lot of speed, here comes Mingay for version 2.0 at the turn 9 hairpin.
Mingay just really battling to get to the apex at turn 9. It's a tight corner, and in these big trucks, as soon as you're understeering, the car just won't load up. It won't get to the corner. He's carrying massive amounts of speed. The other upside to the competition caution, Matt, lets us catch our breath.
Are we going to need it?
A little settle down before we go again.
So through they come to complete another lap. Brabham runs in 5th position, but it's Gordon, Toby Price, Paul Wheel, Sarah Price, and Matt Brabham, your top 5 in race 1 of the Stadium Trucks. Back to this battle at the top of Wakefield Street. Half race distance. Gordon from Toby Price. Paul Wheel sitting back in 3rd, but waiting for the comp caution yellows to come out, which will be down the back straight towards turn number 8 here. That'll calm the farm a bit. for a few of the drivers who aren't handling these super trucks and maybe got them set up to come on later in the race.
Calm the farm. I like it.
Especially with Greg Gardner involved.
Absolutely.
There's Mingay at the back of the field and hoping for better luck in the second part of this race. There's the comp caution, so we slow the field down. And Jason Smith just confirming that to the drivers on the race control system, that they'll reform. Now, back in the day, it used to be a full lap of competition caution. That was taken away at the Detroit Grand Prix a couple of years ago, purely on the fact that the track is twice as long as Adelaide. It took 5 minutes to do the lap. They thought, why not run right up to a point where maybe you've got a third of a lap to cool them down, gives us more track time.
And is that circuit dependent, Matt? Some places will go to this year where it's a shorter lap. They'll give them the full lap to enable enough time to calm it down, get everybody back together before we get the green light again, correct?
A track like Tasmania, for example, probably be a full lap. With this one, it's a bit different. So we take a look at some slow-mo shots. Brabham right on the inside of the curb. And that doesn't matter. Don't think that's going to alarm race control. Anywhere they can race, they can race.
One of the benefits of racing a stadium super truck, they will go anywhere, and they do.
Look at this.
Whoa, look at the landing for Gordon and Price. Twin springs in them. Look at that really long spring that you can see there where Price comes down. There's a soft rate and a really hard rate to be able to control this landing. Great replay of Price in the foreground there. And look at Mingay coming down on the front of his Hot Wheels entry. Massive slide. The steering rack in these trucks are 1-to-1, so you've got to be careful trying to correct that slide, that the truck doesn't over-rotate.
That's the one I was worried about. As we go back to green flag competition here. Part 2, race 1 of the Boost Mobile Super Trucks here at the Superloop Adelaide 500. Gordon, a two-time champion in the category. He's got Toby Price behind. And now you'll start to get some feeling as the guys and girls that lost out a bit in the first part get to reset and recharge here on lap 6.
Toby Price looks really racy here for me, Matt. He showed good speed. He came at Robbie Gordon, throwing his truck in. Rear of the car coming around.
Into turn number 6. Car with the dude. That was getting close for comfort, but he gets the job done. Puts himself up into 6th position. Remember, he was at the back of the field. And down the escape road, as we work lap number 6, goes Matty Mingay. It's been a troublesome race. He's had several moments down at turn number 9, and the old 3-point turn, Andy Jones, will get you out of any kind of trouble.
Is there an issue on the front of that truck? Because it just does not look like it's turning as well as anybody else. Now, that's a brake lock-up. Soon as you lock the tyre, you lose all steering, but it's this second turn he tries to make here. Like, that there has heaps of lock on it, and the truck's just not going anywhere. It's trying to drive forward.
His wife Sheena on the left-hand side, looking on. He drops to the back of the field now as Gordon leads up to the final turn, the final ramp, and turn 14 of the Adelaide Street Circuit. Again, locking up that front right tyre into the hairpin. Toby Price still runs in second, but the man on the move is your two-time and defending champion, Matty Brabham, from 12th position, now runs in third. You got Paul Wheels, Shay Davies, and Paul Morris, who started at the back. They're inside the top 6.
And you can tell Matty Brabham's pushing as he took off on that first ramp, coming out of the final, after the final corner. It had massive angle on it. He's come down on the front of the truck, and he is pushing hard. That's back to that early style that we saw from Matty Brabham, where it would land on the front quite regularly. High risk, though.
Oh, Luke Vanner pushing Bill Hines along here at the turn 9 hairpin with Morris just ahead. So that's the second time we've seen front end damage. Well, it's not too bad for Vanner this time. He was in the wall yesterday during practice. Pick up with Shay Davies in the Darwin Triple Crown livery. We're going to their venue again this year. Had some great racing back in 2017 up there at the Hidden Valley course. His first ever run in a Boost Mobile Super Truck here today. Back to the leader, Robbie Gordon. Down towards turn number 9. Toby Price runs in second position still, but Matt Brabham starting to run out of time here. It'll be 1 to go at the end of this.
little bit of fairing damage on the right front of Matty Brabham's car. That will not be affecting it one bit at all. This is Gardner trying to go around the outside. Sarah Price in the VP entry. This is a good battle. Great respect being shown. Oh, Sarah Nelly into the back of Gardner.
That's great. 27-year-old from Canyon Lake, California, clearing the ramp and chasing Greg Gardner in the battle for 7th and 8th on the circuit. The Fullstar and J Batteries entry locking up before the final ramp, and same too for Price. It's a really weird spot to put a ramp because you're braking, but having to clear the ramp at the same time.
And that's not pushing from Price. Oh, and she's made contact with the wall on the outside. It was only light though. Has opted to avoid the ramps until she gets that truck under control. Play on.
I think it helped her, if anything. Straightened her up, and now Luke Vanner gets ahead of the VP Racing Fuels entry. Last lap now for Toby Price. They climb through the staircase of the Adelaide Street Circuit into the right-hander. Price trying to switch back. Probably won't try and do it there. It'll be turn number 9 is where you expect to see the charge. But Gordon's a wake-up. He's seen this all before. Check this out. High in the sky. Down Bartels Road with the setting sun in the west.
My back almost felt that just riding on board there with Robbie Gordon. That was a harsh landing, but really cool to be able to see Toby Price off the ramp and then land as well. Has Toby got anything? Can he have a look down the inside here at turn 9? Has a look. Gordon covers. Got to be careful that you don't lock those rears. We've seen plenty do it. Still some opportunity left here for Price.
Final turn's going to be it here for Price, who's seen races won and lost here on so many occasions.
Oh, mistake from Gordon.
Runs it wide. Opens the invitation for Price, who's in the box seat. Gordon lands again on the opposite side of Cool as they climb through the final set of turns. We've had 9 different winners from 12 races here in Adelaide, but again, the final turn is going to set this up. Final turn, they exit. 2 more ramps to go, and Gordon will become a 2-time winner here and race 1 victor of the Boost Mobile Super Trucks at the Superloop Adelaide 500, and did it by less than half a second.
He had to work for it though, didn't he? And a couple of mistakes at the end there. It looked like he was going to give Price an opportunity. Whew. Cool head though, as you'd expect from Robbie Gordon. Not only plenty of racing in Stadium Super Trucks, but also NASCAR, IndyCar. He's been there before, he's done lots of it. That was awesome.
He loves having guys like Toby Price in the field too, who think like him. They've both done Dakar. They've raced on dirt for so many years. And Robbie Gordon picks up the first win. And that's the usual 2-finger salute for the man who picks up the win here today. Race number 1 of the Boost Mobile Super Truck Series from Price, Brabham, Shay Davies in 4th. Great debut from Paul Will, Paul Morris, Bill Hines, who started on the front row, Greg Gardner, Luke Vanner, and Sarah Price, who dropped down to 10th position. Sean Richardson, and a tough return for Matt Mingay, who finishes in 12th in race number 1. You got 2 more races, Andy. You gonna be okay?
I'm already losing my voice here, Matt.
The return of the Super Trucks to the streets of Adelaide, and 8 brutal laps ahead of us with Gordon and Hines. Not too often we saw Gordon start from the front row, but Bill Hines would take the lead early in this race with this move at the top of Wakefield Street.
Yeah, really aggressive from Hines early on. He would have loved leading this race, having clear air out ahead of him. He's one of the unsung heroes of this category, isn't he? He puts a lot into getting it around the world to different circuits, along with Robbie Gordon. So for the opportunity for Hines to lead early on, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. This was Gardner unloading himself down there at turn number 7. He would drop to the back of the field. Hey, he wasn't alone in that department. There were several that did that. That's what happened to Hines. He slowed through the middle of turn number 3, which was enough to open it up for Gordon to retake the lead at the top of Wakefield Street. Great view for the Paddock Club here today. Lots of South Australians enjoying a big day of motor racing. Matt Mingay almost joined the starter at the start-finish line up there. This will be the first of several weird situations for the Castrol Edge Hot Wheels number 2.
And that was a good replay in the highlights. That showed that Mingay just got in really deep to turn 9, was carrying far too much speed, couldn't get to the apex. Paul Morris was on a charge. He started at the back. We don't really know why, but man, he moved forward.
That was Sarah Price that got stopped right in the middle of the turn there by a former teammate. But it was Robbie Gordon that collected the first win and 12 valuable points towards his season 2020 campaign. Race winner on the streets of Adelaide.